Hey guys, this is Nasik from TheMarketGauge. I'm going to teach you guys how to get familiar with Bitmex so you guys can get started on shorting along in Bitcoin. So to begin with it, you do have to click on account, which is on the top left corner. You could click on deposit or withdraw. Since you're starting off, you click on deposit. It's going to give you a public address. So you copy this address, put it onto whichever exchange you're moving your Bitcoin from, which is examples like Quadriga, CoinSquare, or even Binance and Huobi. Or even hit BTC. So once you do send BTC to this exchange, Bitmex is going to send you a email letting you know that your BTC is pending once they do receive it, and then after they're done processing it, you will get a second email letting you know that the Bitcoin has been confirmed. Your deposit has been confirmed. Once it's in your account, you'll see it on the top right here. You could click onto trade, which brings you into the exchange. You see you'll have a Bitcoin chart right here. You can either pick a 1 hour from 1 minute all the way down to 1 month. I prefer playing around with the 1 hour chart myself because it does a lot of people do use that and it makes a big difference. On the top left, so you get 100. So under quantity right here it shows USD 100. Below that you see limit price, which gives you 6,115, which is Bitcoin's price. You have two options: either you can use limit or market. Market, what it does is it buys you how much you want to put in at whatever Bitcoin's price is at right now. So if I put 100, if Bitcoin's at 6,100, it'll buy instantly. So you don't have to keep changing your orders to try to catch up, because as you see, Bitmex, the price moves really fast. But the problem with a market buy is that it actually uses a huge chunk of fees from you. So Bitmex charges you a big fee. It does not take it from the order you put in, but it does take it from your available balance. So I prefer using limit. I never use market unless I really have to close it. Say I have a long or a short end, or I'm trying to catch a big dump that I know it's going to go much lower. I wouldn't mind paying the fees. I'll just market buy it. So each dollar here is called a contract. If I was to put $1, that's one contract. If I was to put $100, it's called 100 contracts. This is your button that you would click to long it, or this is your button you would click to short it. So let's say we're willing to play with $100. So I click on 100, and Bitcoin's price keeps changing. So let's say, there we go, 6,100. Let's do 95 just in case. Okay, much faster. So this is why I said limit price, you got to keep chasing it. But it's much better because you don't pay any fees. Well, you don't pay as high fees as market close or buy. So right below that, you'll see a cost of 0.0016 Bitcoin to long it, or a cost of 0.0016 BTC to short it. So now that's $10, but I put in $100 here. So the reason it's actually telling me that I'm only going to pay $10 is because right under here under leverage, I'm actually under 10x. So that means I'm actually only putting in $10, but I'm borrowing money from Bitmex. So they give me a $90 to play with, including my $10. That's $100. The difference with leverages is that your liquidation price changes. So let's say I was to use 2x or 3x, it changes how much money I'm putting in. So as you see, if I put in 2x, it's telling me that my cost is it's going to be close to 0.0082 Bitcoin, and if I use 3x, it changes, gets lower. 5x gets lower. Then you can use 10x. I do suggest, if you're first starting off, only use anywhere from 2 to 3x. Do not go all the way up to 10x because your liquidation price will be higher. So if I was to begin, let's say I did want to short Bitcoin at its existing price. Let's do 6,105, $100. I want to short it. I click on short. It's going to give me a confirmation screen. It shows my order value, which is 0.016 Bitcoin. My cost at 0.0016. So my cost is only $10, but I'm getting a order in at $100. My available balance, and then you see your liquidation price, your estimated liquidation price. So if my trade, since I'm shorting it, if it was to actually go up instead of going down, and it hits the price of 6,745, I will get liquidated. That means I lose that $10, that 0.0016 BTC that I put in. So I do recommend keeping a lower leverage, so this price wouldn't be as that close to your entry. The lower the leverage, the further your liquidation price. The higher the leverage, the closer your liquidation. So let's say I was used 25x. So I'm barely putting in anything, and I'm still getting a contract of $100. If I was to short it there, my liquidation price is 6,326, which is like $200 away from the existing price. And with Bitcoin's volatility, obviously it's easy to get liquidated unless you're confirmed that it's going a certain direction and it's not going $200 in the other way. For an example, I'm going to use 10x. Gonna short Bitcoin right now at the price of 6,105. Sell. There's an active order, so my order is right here. There's a lot of people trying to short it, so let me just cancel it and put it at a lower price. This is what I meant by trying to chase Bitcoin's price. So I put it at 6,100, just to give you guys an example. Okay, I removed I got rid of the order bar. So let me just go ahead and put that on. There we go. So my bar is back in. So since my order got confirmed at 6,100, it's telling me that I have a contract right here under open positions. It shows me I've got a $100 contract, so 100 contracts. The value is 0.0163 BTC. So let's see, 0.016 BTC to USD. That comes to about about close to 100 USD. But if you were to look at my actual amount that I put in was 0.016. Add a 0 to that, so it's only $10. It shows my entry price, which is 6,101. It shows my liquidation price. So my liquidation price is 6,741. So if it was to go up there, I would lose everything I put in. The margin, it shows that it's 10x. If I highlight right here, it'll show me that I'm making about, since it's at 6,101 right now, and I got in at, let's see, yeah, so there's actually no profit because the price keeps moving. See, now that it's 6,097, I'm actually making a profit of 0.055 BTC, which is close to nothing, but it's about $1. So if you were to close your position, if you wanted to, let's say, take profit, or it's going the other way, you want to close your position and you're shorting, you would click on whichever price you want to close it at or take profit. So let's say I wanted to take profit at 6,095. I can click on the 100 contracts, which is my existing amount. I could click on buy, and you see how right under cost it shows it's 0. It doesn't cost me anything. The reason why is I'm opening a long to close my short. So a $100 long will close your $100 short, because you can long or short at the same time. It's either you have to short it or long it. So putting a long, what it does is it closes it. But if you were to see under short, it tells me it's going to cost me $10, 0.0016 BTC. That's because it'll add another $100 at this price. That's how you can leverage your. Oh, see, there you go. I'm already profiting at 7%, because Bitcoin just did a dump, so 6,050. So I'm just going to leave this on, even though it was just meant for tutorial purposes. So if you were to close it, like I said, you could click on $100, 6,095, and I could, well, 75 now, so I could just take profit right here. Click on buy. It'll close my existing, see how the cost is 0, but what it does is it closes my existing order to take profit. I'm going to leave this open though, because I do believe Bitcoin, we are looking to getting close to like 5,100. So I'm going to keep adding more, which I have in my main account. I have active orders in my main account already. I think that's about it. Oh yes, if you were to close this, you can either do it the way I mentioned, or you can just click on close right here, and it'll tell you can close your whatever price at the 100 contracts at whatever price Bitcoin's at right now. Or you can click on market, which closes it. Like say Bitcoin's price is dumping like really heavy and it's about to bounce off and come back up. You can click on market to close it, which means Bitmex closes it to you, closes the order for you at the existing price. But the problem with that is it actually charges you a huge chunk, so you're losing money out of your profit, which you don't want to lose. The order book right here. So let me make this bigger. So the red is the people who are shorting it, longing is the people who are the green is the people who are longing it. So as you see, there's much more contracts at shorting it because people think it's going to go lower, and there's not much on the long side, but this will go back and forth, and eventually one side will overpower the other. So as you see here, people are jumping in, but there's a bunch of orders to short it, and there's only a few 100,000 at longing it. There is now if you were to, let's say, you wanted to try to catch a bounce, so you think Bitcoin's going to go to 5,100, and you think it's going to bounce right off there and come straight back up, and you wanted to close your profit but also take the opportunity of possibly opening a long. I could type in 200 USD because I have 100 right now as an active order, and so let's go back to $100 here at 5,100. And let's say I do believe Bitcoin's going to jump up at 5,100. See how I can long it there, and it's going to cost me $0. That's because I'm closing my existing short. But if I put in 200 bucks, it's going to close the existing short, and it's going to start a $100, which is 100 bucks left. It'll start a $100 long. So it cuts off my existing short, and the other 100 that I put in will start a long from there. So it closes a short and starts back a long. I do suggest, and with that is if you are a advanced trader, I do suggest not to overtrade. Take your time, finish a trade, analyze the market, and then get into a trade. Do not overtrade, because a lot of people, they tend to lose their money and they'll try to chase and make more money. You end up every single time that backfires on you. I've lost over 3 BTC on Bitmex doing that, so I do not overtrade. Once I've made a decent amount of profit, if you've made a couple of $100 in a day, I suggest just close it, because that's a lot more money than a lot of people make. So guys, I think that's about it. So I'm going to wrap up this video.